Hello, Divine Souls. I welcome all of you who have tuned into this channel and those who are on their journey of reuniting with their counterpart, twin flame soulmates. This is your friend, your guide, and your divine help to guide you on this journey, and most specifically, you're out to resolve the issues that you face in this journey and you couldn't find the answers anywhere else or the support anywhere else. Then you can always reach out to me at my Instagram or write your concern to my story for tds222@gmail.com and engage with me on a one-to-one session. I'm a spiritual healer, a psychic, a life coach, and a mentor for your twin flame journey. So, as the audience always tends to forget to like and subscribe the contents and the channel. So, if you have not done till now, then please urge you to kindly do that. Okay. So, thank you for that. Today, I'm here to talk on a different topic rather than the usual twin flames and divine masculines or divine feminines and all those things or reunions. Today, I would like to talk on a topic of how one actually becomes a healer. Because I see there are many people around who say that they want to become a healer, and there are some people who say that they are healer by themselves. So I look at them and I give a gentle smile and I say, oh really? So is it so easy that you decide to become a healer and you actually become? It is definitely not some kind of a coaching class that you get a certified degree of becoming a healer. No, it's not like that, completely not. And I see that there are many people around who are fooling people, just in the name of providing healing. Is it so? Right? So, as you have always known that I don't follow the conventional approach of even for the twin flame journey, and I bring in the raw essence of what the reality is. So today I thought to talk on this topic on how the healers are, what are their qualities, how one becomes a healer, sort of things. And it's very important to know, because in this journey, when you find no one to discuss your topics, your issues, your problems, then you tend to approach someone and you want to share your all the problems and issues. And if you land up to someone who is not actually so kind enough and is just presenting itself as a healer, then it will be a waste of your expectations, your time, energy, effort, everything, right? That is one of the reason. And second reason is that there might be that in my earlier videos I have discussed that I'm requesting again and again the divine feminines to please watch my video on soul purpose, please contemplate, please introspect, and please find out what is your soul purpose, why you were born on this earth, what is that thing that gives you pleasure, right? That gives you inner satisfaction. Do those things so that you excel on this twin flame journey and you completely, compress the duration of your separation. But despite that, most of the divine feminines are yet searching or on a hunch for their soul purpose and they have not yet landed. So I thought, why not to make a video on a healer, because the divine feminines have a very good potential of becoming a healer if they are destined to become a healer, right? How it is so? When I discuss on the qualities of a healer, or I share some insight to my some stories, then that will enable you to understand that whether you have those innate qualities to actually become a healer and take up your soul purpose as a healer, being a healer yourself, right? So that is my intention on selecting this topic, so that some of the listener, some of the audience of this video actually takes this video as a soul calling and identifies the soul purpose, and also that they do not get in trap of the fake healers when they want to share their issues or situations, right? So there are many peoples around, right? These days it has been sort of a fashion that most of the people, they put up a board that they are a healer. They're trying to fool people. They can provide the healing and all, but it is not so easy, right? It requires a hell lot of experience, hell lot of many things a healer has to go before one can actually realize that one has become a healer, right? So what the healer has to go through? A healer has to experience the pain at the same frequency as the other person or other thing. I'm saying other thing because it can be an animal also. A healer is not necessarily that will heal a person to person. A healer can heal a animal also. Healer can heal a plant also, right? Or any living entity for that matter. So healer will have to experience the pain at the same frequency as the other person or the thing, any living body, and then actually heal them. Until the healer has healed the other person, they themselves suffer all the pain parallelly as the other person is suffering. So in such a scenario, in such a circumstance, why will anyone endure or undergo such a pain for a other person? No one will, right? No sensible person will do this. And not every other person who puts up a board of being a healer is actually a healer, right? So and what happens is that a healer when actually takes up the assignment of healing someone and is in the healing process, right, or heal someone, or they flow their sort of energy or concentration towards a certain person, then after that process the healer completely gets drained out, connected to the person, because they have their inner deep wounds which they don't even realize. It is already implanted in their subconscious, in their DNA, and a healer goes to that level and reads those energy, those wounds or the physical pain. So it is equally risky for a healer also to heal a person who is actually not meant to be healed, right? Being a healer and an energy reader myself, I look back to my journey and realize that I did not choose to become this. Rather, I was born for this and do this task, right? So if I explain this as an analogy, I'll tell you that all of you might have visited doctors at some point of time in your lifetime, right? So what does a doctor do? A doctor has a knowledge of many different kinds of ailments, diseases, sickness, and they know which medicine to give to which person on certain disease. If they have a fever, they know which medicine to give. If they have a cold, they know which medicine to give. If they have a heartache, then a cardiologist knows what medicines to give, so that they get they come out of that pain, or they come out of that issues related to their health, right? Similarly, to become a healer, universe prepares a healer in the most painful way. Please mark my words. Healer is not made or born on an institute under a certified coaching class with few hours of training or coaching, but the universe itself prepares a healer in the most painful way that you can ever imagine. It makes you go through hell, through all possible kind of pain that you can imagine, or you have yourself been through, any sort of a pain that is possible, which you think that this is the last thing that I would like to see. A healer might have gone through all those pain, and a painful day is just another day in the life of a healer. Be it the pain of rejection, abandonment, humiliation, heartbroken, narcissist abuse, childhood abuse, broken family system, and even the extreme physical pains, the shattering of dreams, traumas, cryings, everything that you can imagine, or even to the rare extreme possible where you cannot think that, or you would just run away from that situation, that had I been in that situation, I could not have seen so much pain. I could have not carried forward after looking after these things of so much pain. A healer is made to go through all this, right? And why is it done by the universe? Because so that the healer gets to identify the wounds of others at an instant without much use of words, because a healer has already experienced many different varieties of wounds and pains by themselves. Just as a doctor is made aware of the wounds and of the sickness and the illness and which medicines to prescribe, accordingly a healer is also made aware of the all possible pains that the other people go through, so that when the other people comes in front of a healer with any sort of a pain, then they can easily identify the intensity or the level of the pain that they are carrying, right? And only with that they can suggest, advise, or if required, heal the other person. A healer would not be healing knowingly every another person, because it is very risky and a very tough task, right? So every possible wounds and the unbearable wounds especially are given or gifted to a healer by the universe, just free of cost. It is made the healer to experience all those things. So a healer life is filled with all sort of this hell lot of experience before the universe finally gets convinced that yes, this is the guy who can heal others. This is the guy who can heal others. So when a healer connects to the other person, it is in such a form that the pain, the trauma, the suffering of the other person or the other being is now being equally felt by the healer. And then when a healer prays, he can heal the wounds of others also. As of now, you can understand that the healer is able to identify the pain of others as the pain of themselves, and that's how they get connected. So on that note, I would say that it is not possible for a healer to practically heal everyone, right? It's completely not possible for a healer to heal everyone, because as in this process, the healer will be also intervening the karmic debts of the other person, which is pending and which is due to be undergone by the other person in a form of suffering. It is only the guru or the ascended masters and the divine himself is allowed to intervene in the karmic debts of anyone, not even the healer, right? And if a healer does finally intend to heal someone, he will also be equally participating in the karma of the other person. So it is that very complex. Firstly, to become a healer, right? It doesn't happen naturally. The universe selects and prepares. And secondly, even for a healer to actually start healing someone consciously, it is very difficult and a very challenging, daunting task, because in that way the healer will try to minimize or squeeze the karmic debts and karmic accounts of the other person through the healing energy, which is primarily not to be done, because in this way a healer is actually intervening the universe way of settling the karmic debts of the other person. Now I will talk on some of the qualities of a healer, so that some of the qualities of how a healer is, so that prima facie many of the DFs listening to this video can identify those qualities onto themselves, or if they realize that they have already developed some of these qualities, then they can think of doing some kind of a healing service, or some kind of they can decide to become a healer by themselves. Okay, so first quality, a healer is a high empath and a very highly sensitive person, right? A healer is someone who can sense the other person's emotions, uneasiness to a situation, which most probably no one will notice also, right? Healer can easily identify the hidden pains, wounds, anger issues, grief very easily of the other person. Healer can easily identify if the other person actually needs the help, or is just checking you out to test your abilities. So a healer can basically differentiate between personalities, who is fake, who is genuine, right? And they are very much sensitive to the other person's emotions, uneasiness, the ups and downs, and the feelings, the griefs and everything, right? They can sense that. They are high empaths and highly sensitive people, right? And second, they are very highly energy sensitive also. A healer is someone who can hear things or even feel the presence of any entity, negative or positive, doesn't matter. A healer can sense the presence of an entity which is not so seen by the two eyes, or the things which exists at not on the physical plane, but it is there to exist and make an effect on you. Those sort of energies also a healer can easily read, even the aura of a person, because a healer has activated his third eye and the crown chakra, right? So they are very much highly energy sensitive. They can sense any sort of a negative or a positive energy present around them, or around any other people, at a room, at a place, at a situation, anywhere. They can sense the energy so well, right? Third, healer would have survived a very bad past. Healer would have been all alone and survived a very bad past, right, with all those wounds and pains that I've already discussed. It is not that the past would have broken down the healer. This is the main difference. Everybody might have a past of a bad past, right? But for a healer, every past bad memory or trauma, or every sort of a pain has now made a healer much stronger than the other soul around them, right? So all the situation and the bad past, all the pains and the wounds that a healer receives, will be, or has helped, rather it has helped the healer to become more wise and embrace the higher consciousness, higher consciousness onto themselves, and it has made them more kind, soft-hearted, and a spiritually advanced soul. Right? So bad past is not a big thing, but surviving the bad past and using it to become a very wise and a conscious and advanced soul, a spiritual soul, is something which we are looking at for a healer or for a person with a healing abilities, right? So a healer can calm not only people, calm down, a healer can also calm down animals, plants, children's, because now this is the fourth point actually, okay, this is the fourth point, that healer can calm down anybody, be it children, plants, people, anyone, because they execute a lot of positive energy, right? When a healer enters, when a healer enters a place, that healer can change the energy of the place actually, or when a healer interacts with a person, a healer can change the energy of the other person or the situation and the ambience around the other person, right? Healer is someone who gives you hope and the energy, to move ahead from your adverse situation. Healer will be someone who will pull you out and give you with the much needed oxygen supply so that you move ahead and you get the courage to face the situation, right? And it is not only, as I said, with only with people, but it can be with people, with plants, with trees, with animals, with children who can't even speak out, baby, kindergartens, children, smaller children. So they execute that kind of a positive energy where people look up to consult or to join the healer. So fourth point was that they carry a very positive aura and they are the enablers of a positive change in people, places, plants, situation, animals, whatever it is relatable. Okay. Now fifth, healer can or does heal unknowingly also, right? Healer does not need to purposely heal anyone to heal them, because purposely if they try to heal, then they will be intervening the universe way of settling the karmic debts of a person, and in that way a healer will also be equally responsible, because they are trying to squeeze down the karmic account of someone by intervening. So it is not that healer will actually take up healing assignments for anyone just like that, right? But a healer has the ability to heal people without even knowingly healing, because you see the scenario is that people often approach a healer, or have been approaching in the life of healer, and talking to them, asking for their advices, and after talking to them or hearing their voice, it has helped them to heal their wounds like no other thing possibly could have happened, right? And unknowingly also, a healer's touch, a healer's voice, a healer's look is a very powerful one. When a healer leaves a place, actually a healer takes lot of positive energy along with him. So when a healer enters a place, brings in lot of positive energy. A healer leaves a place, he takes away along with him all the positive energy that he has brought in to that place or to that ambience. So that is the kind of presence that the healer carries unknowingly also, without even noticing or without any much effort. Also these things happens, right? Healer will completely uplift the overall energy of the place now or the situation. So like if my most of the DFs have said that when they hear my voice, it has helped them to get in touch with the healing energy that they always were looking out, where they are able to connect with the healing energy that they were always searching out for, and it has helped them heal their wounds, right? So I have never said this explicitly, but it was a secret which has already been revealed to the masses. Most of the DFs have already confirmed in the comments and in personal sessions that my voice has helped them heal their wounds, and in very painful situations. Most of them have also even cried after hearing out to my voice and the creations that I've made and uploaded on YouTube. So a healer does not necessarily need to knowingly heal someone. Even unknowingly, out of their voice, out of their touch, out of their look, out of their thoughts, they can heal the other person. So this is another point. Now the sixth point. A healer is a very comfortable with nature, and in around nature is also comfortable with the healer, right? So be it a plant or a flower or the green grass, the weather, the rain gods, the air, the water, the sea, the ocean, anything present in the nature is very comfortable with the healer, and even a healer is very comfortable with any creatures of nature, right? Just by their touch they can give life to them, and they both the nature and the healer gel very nicely, right? Many times, even on my case, I have seen that whenever I have felt low, I have seen the weather gone bad, or when the weather goes bad, I feel low, right? And sometimes even like when I feel like crying, I get heaviness in my heart, then after some moment I see sometimes it has happened, many times it has happened that the weather also changes and it starts raining, right? So there is a very unique association or a partnership with the nature of a healer. Nature also welcomes a healer like anything, and a healer is also already into nature, or in alignment with the universe like anything. Both feel comfortable with each other, and a healer always likes to spend most of the time in nature, among nature, and in a natural space rather than in a closed environment. Seventh point is that abundance of unconditional energy, right? Healer forgives everyone and forgets all his wounds. Healer would never expect love from anyone, but still will give love to all, right? A healer will have no resentment with anyone, whether they do any good or bad for them. A healer is always there with the energy of unconditional love, right? I'll give you a very good example right now. Have you seen that whenever you are sick or whenever you are ill, you are down, you feel low, most of the time I've seen doctors also suggesting you to take the sunlight, to sit in sunlight, right? Or to take the sun bath, because it heals you. Why it is? Because, and even moonlight for that matter, right? Because the sun and the moon are the live embodiment of unconditional love, which can easily be explained. Because no matter you pray to the sun god or not, right? No matter you pray to the moon god or not, the sun and the moon does not discriminate anybody or anyone from giving their sunlight, right? They, of course, in India many people do worship sun god, right? But even at places where nobody worships sun god, the sunlight, once it is there. It gives light to anyone, everyone, without any discrimination. That is a very good example of an unconditional energy. So accordingly, a healer is someone who executes a lot of unconditional energy. So people will automatically like their company. They like to be in a presence of a healer, because the love energy is always being overflowed from a healer for everyone without any conditions, right? And people often turn towards a healer for the guidance and the help, as they know that, or their intuition tells that this is the right place to go or the right person to be with. So that is the kind of aura that a healer has, an abundance of unconditional energy, right? So those were the 7 prominent points which I have tried to jot down. So whenever you come across a healer, you will realize that there will be softness in their behavior, kindness in their heart, and an abundance of unconditional love energy for all, right? So I will urge everyone in this journey to please, or anyone who is listening this video, to please have some respect and a feeling of gratitude for those person who is actually healer and who is there to help people out, because the healer has already went through hell and has survived it all alone, and it's still smiling and making other people smile also. So now that you have known many qualities of a healer, then if you find a healer somewhere around, please share with me, right? Even I would like to meet them. It would be the best meeting ever for me to come across a healer, right? Because I look forward for such good energies, right? And any divine feminines who has listened to this video and somewhere their inner instinct tells that they do have those, or they can potentially heal other people, then I would suggest them to start doing their soul purpose in some way or the other, where they can heal people, right? So this was the content for today, where I had prepared for you, and I thought it will help you, many of you or some of you, to actually find out the soul purpose and also identify the truth and the right kind of a healer that you need to be approaching after listening to all those things that I have already shared with you. So now I'll just say that may the angels guide you, provide you with the divine protection. You trust the process. It is a tough one, I know it's a hard one, so please surrender to the divine and keep doing your best. Stay in positivity with lots of love, peace and light. This is your friend signing off for now, and God bless.